Hi guys, another video. This is my Aqurama. I've always loved these Italian boats. This one was actually scratch built. It's 53 inch, beautiful upholstery as you can see, nice size, big one. Of course we've got Action Man, really old Action Man, he's like a 1960s I believe. Excuse me. Anyway, I bought this boat a month or so ago, maybe a bit longer, and I've always loved these boats, and the workmanship in this to be totally scratch built. It was built by an ex-toolmaker during lockdown with his, I think his grandson. It's it's an absolute work of art, it really is. I've done a few little bits to it. The clocks, I put some, it's quite heavy. If you can see the clocks in there, I made like the chrome bezels to go around them. But that's about all I've done to the look of the boat. Now, getting it running has been almost impossible. I've had no luck with it whatsoever. It had a small electric motor in it, you know, when I got it, which is this one here. So this was the original motor. Let's put this down on the table. Right, so that's motor one. Totally unsuitable because it's 3,652. Oh no, sorry, it's 4,000 kV. Trying to get away. Yeah, it's a car motor, you know, and it was running on a 3-cell, and I believe there was no marking on the ESC, but I believe it to be kind of like 40 or 50 amp, really cheap sort of thing. But I thought I'd try it. It sort of went out in the lake and just stopped. Got the rescue boat, got it back, and you know, it had burnt the speed controller out. So I thought, well, that kV's too high. So motor number two. Motor number two. This one, I believe, it's just 2,250, so it's 2,250 kV, 4 poles, big motor, big 5mm shaft. Right, that's got to work, hasn't it? But what ESC am I going to use? So I bought this bad boy, 150 amps. Yeah, perfect. You think? Well, it just completely burnt this motor out. It must have been in the lake for like 2 minutes, if that. Completely trashed it. End of that. So, lucky enough, the ESC was still alright. Now, a lot of you people are going to say, oh, it's overpropped, it's underpropped, blah blah. I tried it on a tiny little 40 size. Bearing in mind, this is a 53 inch boat. I tried it with different size propellers. If you put it on like a 40 standard prop, it was just rev and like sound terrible. So I put it on a straight 45 and it was better on there, but it still kept blowing the motor. So I thought, I know what I do. I'll stick this in. Helicopter motor, fine, you know, that'll work. What kV is that? I think it's only about 1,000. Okay, 1,000 kV, big prop, job done. Bulletproof, these are, supposedly. No, this one burnt out. It was dead. So that's the end of that. Motor was still fine. So I thought, well, I've got another old school ESC. It cost me loads of money back in the day. If you know your boats, you know what this is. ESC, 150 amp again. I thought, right, I took it out of my Bluebird, tried it on this motor in the morning, worked fine. I made up this mount for it because the plastic one was all over the place. Took a lot of time, all day, put it in a boat, wired it all up. Would you believe it? This stopped working. It lights up, does everything it should, apart from run the motor. So, by now, I've kind of had my fill of electric motors. So, I thought, what can I do now? So, I thought, we're going to throw this lot away. And I'm going to get one of these, which is a Cison V8. No more messing about with electric. I've had enough. So, the original boat had 2 Lamborghini engines in it, or a single Ferrari. Now this is the engine compartment at the moment. So the original one would have had 2 Lamborghini side by side, but you used to get them as well with a Ferrari engine in. I mean, just magic boats. So, I've got myself a V8. I have just opened the box to have a look in there, but not really done much with it. Oh, that poor rudder. Anyway, the instructions are online, but this is it's like a overhead V8, V8 44, cylinder V8, stroke, 4-stroke, displacement 44cc, bore 18.5 millimetre, speed 1500 to 10,000, starting power, lithium battery 12 volt, CDI 12 volt, 3S, oil, blah blah blah. So it's 10,000 RPM. Okay. Now I was hopingly that if I stick a reasonable size prop on it, it's not going to be insanely fast, but it's going to sound lovely and it's going to run nice. Hopefully, no more blown up electric, you know. Anyway, here we go with this motor. Now we've got some nice little boxes, and I'm pleased to say, after watching Johnny Q's videos and my mate Dennis Dempsey, they've actually changed the sealing rings, because both those guys are getting water in the oil of their engine. Now, there's an amendment in the instructions to use these, but lucky enough, they've sent me the later. These are a Viton ring, I believe, and they're high temperature. Standard O-rings couldn't take it, and they would leak letting water into the oil, which is not a good thing. So we've got lots of bits and bobs in there. You know, the instructions you've got to download online, which is fine. Every nut and bolt is numbered. I hope they're high tensile bolts. You know, just because they're black, it don't mean they're high tensile, but hopefully Toy and Sterling Kit, you know, have learnt their lesson, and they are putting proper high tensile bolts on their engines. So, 8 spark plugs, they're a lot cute. Nearly threw them away because they weren't in the box, they was in the packaging at the bottom of the, you know, cardboard box. Never mind. Lucky enough, my wife found these, and she said, "What are these?" And I thought, oh my God, nearly threw them away. So, and they're quite expensive. I'm not running no radiator or fan. It's going, sucking the water in. The engine's got its own pump, its own oil pump. It's just going to suck the engine in and blow it out. Hopefully through the exhaust. Now, got a few push rods in there, 2 head gaskets. I've got a belt. I believe the starter's direct drive. I think some of this is ignition caps and all that. Now the other thing I've been told as well is the ignition's not very good. I'll get this out of the box. Now this is a distributor. Bit cute little thing. We've got a little wire goes in there. Whether it'll work or not. The problem with all these engines is the ignition is kind of basic, to say the least, and it sets up so much interference on your radio, even 2.4. You know, the little MB 16 that I've got in my little puffer boat, which is in bits at the moment because it ate its piston. The ignition on that, you couldn't run the engine. It just completely blotted out the radio completely. And when you think that's a single cylinder, and I've got 8 of them here, so I'm just hoping. I mean, it was cured on the other boat to just buying a RXL ignition, but on this, it's like I've got 8 of everything. So I'm just hoping, because no one seems to put one of these in a model yet. Johnny Q's doing it, but I've not actually seen it run yet because he's got engine problems. But I've not actually seen one run yet. You know, it's one thing just running it on the desk with no radio control and that, but as soon as you put radio on it and your receiver, you could start having problems. But, you know, it's an expensive engine, but it's just, I just had to buy it, you know. So let's have a look at a few more bits. I mean, the new one's orange. People are waiting for that. But this is one of the rocker box covers. Lovely thing. I'll show you one of the heads. Yeah. Yeah. Now look at that, guys. That's just one of the heads. Beautiful. You can see why it's expensive, can't you? But I've had toys before and I've had problems and I've sorted them myself. But I'm hoping, you know, this is going to go in a boat. So it's going to be running like full chat most of the time. I don't know. Wish me luck, eh? So, that's the head, one of them. This is a lovely little piece. This is the front timing cover. You know, they've really upped their game on these engines, you know. And the bit I like the most, yeah. What do you think of that, guys? This is where the oil pump goes. It's actually got like a canister oil filter. Now these, you've got to take these out and you've got to put them green sealing rings, O-rings, at the bottom here, and then you slide the whole lot back in. A little bit of like silicone grease or something like that, and just slide them in very carefully. Apparently these are the same liners that went on the L400, which I've got in that Mojave truck. But I mean, look at the workmanship in that, it's beautiful. And I think that might, if I move the camera up, it might look quite nice in there. But you know, I've been there before. So, we've got the block. Oh yeah. And the sump. Now it's a dry sump. I forget what it holds in all, it's not a lot, but it's a dry sump. Another problem with it. You have to Loctite the water pump gear, and I think Dennis said I've got to Loctite the oil pump gear, which is a bit disconcerting, but there you go. It should have had a key in it or something, but I will dismantle the water pump and the oil pump and do as he says. So we've got that, we've got the heads, we've got the sump. Now let's go to the other bit of the box. Yeah. I do pack things well. Now here we have the pistons. You can see the Comrads. I should imagine that's probably either the oil pump or the water pump. Bearings, rockers I can see there. I don't know if that's a camshaft. No, it's not a camshaft, it's probably something to do with the waterway. Let's move that out, if I can get it out without dropping everything on the floor. They make it such a tight fit in this box, but I guess, you know, better being safe than sorry. Oh, there's nothing through, but there you can see it a bit better. Comrads. They've got bronze big end shells I have to put in there. Oh, these are bits I like. Look at these guys. How nice are they? At last. I mean, Sterling kit and time were notorious for just sticking like a box on the side and calling it a power box. And it actually wasn't a power box, it was like a no power box. You had to make your own headers and exhausts, but this is just a work of art, all aluminium. Obviously we've got two of those, as you can see. Right. Oh, this is a manifold. As you know, it's going to sit in there. This has got like water pipes underneath, but that's going to sit in the V. You know, that's going to look real nice, isn't it? It's got sort of like a holly carb, but it's only got like one intake, which is in the centre. But that's not too sad. Again, you know, beautiful machining. And here we go with the crankshaft. Now, as you know, if you've seen some of my other videos on my L400, which was absolutely a nightmare because it didn't have a centre bearing. You know, why they would do that, I don't know. But I cured it by boring out the ends of the block and fitted bigger bearings in the back, so it supported it better. I know I put a few hours on it now without any problem. But that's a nice little, these keys, oh, they're tiny, you know, and you often lose them key. You can make your ones up, but they are a tiny little thing. But yeah, looks okay. I can see the camshell. Let's have a look. Now, people are saying they wish it was more of a lumpy cam, but well, we've got all light bearings in there. Well, that's quite cute. Having an oil pump, I suppose it's going to get a lot of lubrication. But again, look, what a work of art these. 3 all light bearings, which, you know, all light is really good. I mean, just a lovely thing. So, let's go to the next level. Okay, so in this we've got the starter ring, we've got the flywheel, which is this part here, which I'm going to have to mount some kind of coupling on. We've got the starter motor there. Thank God it's not got a belt on it and it's direct drive, because, you know, the belts are a nightmare if they get fuel in them or whatever. Bear in mind, this is a straight petrol engine, like a proper petrol engine V8. with its own water pump, oil pump. Let's see if I look at that carburetor. There it is. Looking like a 4-barrel, but it's just got the little one in the middle, but I'm okay with that, you know. We've got a stop screw there, we've got an idle mixture screw, which is good, and we've got a main mixture screw. Very nice. Another bit of nice machining. I'll show you the flywheel. It's quite heavy, quite a lump. I guess that's stainless steel. I'll have to make a coupling to fit on that, but it's no big deal. We've got a starter pulley. At last, no belts, direct drive. Now it'll have a one-way bearing on that, locked in with that key. So it'll have a one-way bearing, it locks in one way, and then 3 wheels the other way. So as soon as it starts, just 3 wheels. Now, I'm not a fan of these brush motors, and they've been sort of using them a lot. When they first come out, Sterling Kit and Toyon, they always used brushless motors, which worked faultlessly, they were perfect. But then, whether it was cost or something like that, they started using brush motors, and I never fitted them, I just threw them away. But this one, it's kind of, looks like, because it's got the gearing on it, it might be okay. You know, when it was straight drive, straight onto it, it would load the motor up, and it, you know, the brushes would light up like a Christmas tree. You know, it would do like 2 starts and be the end of it. But this one, it's nicely made. It's got a nice set of gears on there. I hope that's not brass, but it probably is. Let's have a look. No, it's some sort of metal, grey metal. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it's a good steel, hardened steel. So that, obviously, is going to run on, where is it? It's going to run on there. So that's going to be your starting method. What have we got now? Oh, this is the water pipe, I believe. I'll get it out. Yeah, now this is, a lot of people saying they've been having problems with this, with it leaking. That's why they're getting water in the oil, but everyone else has said no, it's not that. It's the actual seals on the rings. Now, it's been sealed up that end, and it's had 2 tiny little screws or something put in there, and then it's been folded back. You're supposed to silicone the pipe on or put a clamp on it. That's what I'm going to do. I've got them spring-loaded clamps, so they should work okay. Oh, and here we are. I know I sound disappointed, but the dreaded ignition. Now, I've got like 1 lead on it at the moment, but there we go. 8 to 14 volts. Danger, high voltage. Wow. I wonder if it is going to be, because I've not seen any guys actually put these and seen the car running with the radio. I mean, even Johnny Q's building a car, and I haven't actually seen him run the engine and try and work the radio. I believe it's just going to block it out. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm looking at these little caps now that go on the plugs, and they'd be alright for a glow plug, but I don't think they're going to be any good for... I could be wrong. I hope I am, because can you imagine trying to get another one of these, or something better than this? I don't know. Is there anything out there that's going to run like 8 cylinders? You know, but who knows? This might be good. I hope it is, because it's going to be expensive. I mean, the engine expensive enough as it is, you know. But anyway, guys, that's kind of my thinking, is to put this lovely little engine into that boat. What do you think? I'm not an electric guy. I've had enough of electrics. You see all them motors and everything. I've had this boat probably 2 months now, and the furthest I've done is probably like 2 minutes without it burning out. You know, a nice speed, it runs nice, but it's just got no soul. Electric motors to me are just nothing. You know, this should sound like the real one. It's going to have a V8 in it. Whether it's a bit slow or whatever, I'm not really too bothered. It's just to show off the engine, and to have them 2 pipes going into the 2 pipes that I'm going to put on the back of the boat, mixed with the water cooling. It should look very, very reliable, you know, like very original and very much like the real thing. Because, you know, if you go on YouTube and just type in Riva Aqurama, you're going to see the real ones there, and they're a really iconic boat. And when you hear them 2 Lamborghini engines, you know, start up, or even a single Ferrari engine, they just sound awesome. They're not the fastest boats in the world, but they're big, luxurious, and they cost a fortune. But I've got a small one, so I'm happy with that. And I suppose I better sign out now. So, what with the helicopter project and this one, and I think I've got something else coming along, but I've forgotten now. Oh yeah, I've got to fix my big 29cc boat. The rails come out of the hull, so I've given it to a good friend of mine who's sorting it out for me. So this is where we are. We've got this boat, this beautiful boat, and we've got beautiful action man, and we've got this beautiful engine. You know, I'm happy as long as it runs. So I'll see you next one, guys. Look after yourselves and keep watching my channel. Bye.